Hello, welcome to 15 minutes of consulting best practices. My name is Maria Isabel Rios, and as you can see, David is not able to join us today. So we'll dive right into answering your questions about your consulting firm, about how to create success and how to grow your firm. This is a space where what we talk about is what you want to talk about. And we answer questions you have submitted either via email or that you post live. So if you're here, drop us a note. It takes a minute for me to see your comments. It's helpful if you include your name. It doesn't always come through. And it's helpful also for others if you comment and you share your experiences and your own insights into the questions. So without further ado, Deidre, why don't you share the questions that came in, or I think that were left over from last week that David didn't get to. And hello, John. Happy Monday to you too. Okay, so Patrick asks, I am looking at some other consulting companies who have similar clients to me that include client success stories in their websites and marketing materials. I am considering putting some time into creating success story profiles from past clients. Good. Have you found this type of marketing to be beneficial? If so, what is the most effective way to deploy it? Fantastic. Thank you for your question, Patrick. Okay, absolutely beneficial and absolutely worth incorporating client stories and client testimonials into your marketing materials and into how you speak about your firm. They augment trust, they increase the likability, which is an important factor in how clients make decisions, and they help communicate value and the impact that you have as a firm. In a nutshell, they help your prospects with an answer to the ultimate question that they have, which is, have you solved this problem before for somebody that looks exactly like me, right? So good use of examples. In general, there's two types of client success stories. They're not mutually exclusive: testimonials and case studies. Ideally, you're building both as you're working through your engagements. And ideally, your clients are also active and willing participants in contributing both testimonials and building your case studies with you. So as you think through it, Patrick, how can you solicit, build, capture testimonials as they happen through your engagement? And how can you think from the beginning of your engagement, what type of case study can you build and can your client help? And what type of case study can you also leave for your clients? Can you leave behind so that within the context of your client, this is also shared as a success story. Your engagement and your project is shared as a success story. So think about it. I'm curious, let us know. And hello, Grant. Hopefully you're all good in Calgary and not freezing as well. So Patrick, let me know. Does this answer your question? And let me know what you bring into your practice. Deidre, why don't you share the next question that also came in, which I think was also from last week's conversation. Okay, Larry asked, how would you respond to this email? Brad and I are still leaning in and believe this cost reduction analysis will be crucial for the business. However, we've decided to move forward with another service provider that we believe offer an engagement structure that better aligns with the team's culture, capacity, and capabilities, and with a fee structure that was more in line with our short and mid-term financial goals for this project. All right. Ouch. As painful as it must have been to receive this email, and I'm sorry, Larry, clearly there was a better match for what your prospect was looking for. Recognize that your prospect was very kind in sharing their reasons and outlining them for choosing another firm. Congratulate them for having made a decision and for making a commitment to move forward with the project, right? So there's an element of empathizing. As difficult as it was for you to read the news, there's an element for them, right? They made a decision. they're moving forward with the project. If you can, congratulate them. Also, thank them for their feedback and set up your next touch point in 2 to 3 months' time. So what you're doing in doing those 3 things, congratulating them, thanking them for their feedback, and setting up your next touch point, is saying, look, I understand you made a decision. It's a decision that what you think is best for you, you accept it, you appreciate it, and you recenter your conversation back in your relationship with your project. This is your best path towards eventually working with them when they find that you are the best match, both in terms of culture, capabilities, and all the things they listed in the email, and also in terms of a financial arrangement. So as you want to keep a door open towards a relationship, maintain those 3 things, right? The understanding that they had clear goals, the ability that the relationship continues, and also a clear next step to maintain momentum in the context of your relationship. Now, when you meet with them again, don't be afraid to ask how the project is going. Just because you're not doing the project with you, now you don't need to be completely disinterested in the work that you propose for. Legitimately ask them, how's it going? How's it going against what they were expecting? Maybe there's an opportunity for you to come in, augment what you're doing. Maybe there's an opportunity to come in, supplement the work that they're doing, or maybe something is not working the way they thought. So keep those things in mind. That's the proposed way to respond. And exactly. Thank you, Daniel, for sharing that. A quick no is the second best answer to a yes. You want to get to no as fast as you can. Exactly. All right. And thank you. Hi. Hello to my neighbors in Jacksonville. Okay, Catherine, thank you for sending your question. I'm going to read it right now. You have a question about how to best work with partners. You get a lot of requests to help consultancies with adjacent offerings to find clients and generate leads, maybe even offer joint services. You struggle with finding a good way to work that into your practice. Almost a different business from delivering to clients in your current small team. Any recommendation? Okay, so I'm not surprised. Catherine, if you can, drop a note saying what type of consultancy do you do? And when you say adjacent offerings, are they just looking at you because you have in your network, or they assume you have in your network prospects that could potentially become their clients? Or where is the fit that these firms approach you? Where do they see a fit with you and your consultancy? What's the point of connection? Because that changes the answer a little bit, right? Whether you're actually collaborating in delivery, or this is just a pure referral, let's leverage our networks type of relationship. It will help clarify. And I don't know, as I give you an answer to maybe a minute to maybe answer that question, if we have time to answer. Okay, so perfect. You're in healthcare strategy. An example, an agency as a business partner in marketing. Okay, and they're looking to leverage then your network. Okay, so if it is same clients, same companies. All right, so this is more a situation where they're looking to come in and exactly leverage who you know and how you can look at your network. There's a couple of strategies related to this. Number one is look to see if there's a way to determine who would be a good partner to you beyond, say, a commercial or a referral. Exactly. A referral relationship, right? A pure referral relationship. So if we went one layer down, do any of these firms have capabilities that are complementary to your firm and adjacent to your firm's capabilities that you may want actually to potentially either refer your clients to, or be able to send some of your team members to learn from, or potentially expand the scope of your projects to include? If there's a yes in any of that, there's a potential for an expanded collaboration. If the answer to all of these questions is no, then you're really thinking, okay, is there a formula for a referral agreement that will not cost you value in your relationship with clients? And that's a difficult consideration, particularly when the value of your relationships has a very high price and your stakeholders are very high to reach and everybody wants access, right? So if that access is as a premium, then really put it into context. Is it worth it for your firm to grant access? And who would it have to be, right? What's the profile of your partner or your collaborator firm would need to look like so that you are willing to grant that access, even if it's in exchange to a referral fee? So in addition to a referral fee, what else needs to be true so that you're willing to introduce a collaborator to your client network? Now imagine that's a filter you can apply to weed out, is there a scenario in which you're willing to introduce other firms? In that case, say there's 2 or 3 firms who are potential collaborators that are weeded out of all of these. You could also envision scenarios in which you're not necessarily doing one-on-one introductions. You could do some type of a knowledge event together. You could do an event where they bring folks they know that you would want to meet, and you bring folks you know that they would want to meet. And you get to know each other's tribes, for example. And it's a more open-ended event, for example. All right, hopefully that helps. If not, let's follow through with a question and think if that applies, to the extent to which that applies. And you're saying not even the same stage in decision making, nor they need go-to-market strategy, but not a market agency. Okay, so I'm happy you found the suggestion helpful. And all right, and hello, Preston, happy Monday. All right, let's see if we can get to one more question for today of the questions that were submitted. Thank you, Deidre. Anne says, my client and I have agreed on a pretty sizable overall picture of an extension for one of our engagements for 2025, which is great news. Congratulations. Now the person who should be having the scoping and budget discussions with me has fully delegated this process to a junior team member who is not ready to address the nuances. Okay, he's someone I regularly mentor in my project. How do we advance the approval of the project so it gets closed in a way that works for all of us? Okay, so great news on getting the approval. Not so great news on having the whole process being delegated to a more junior team member who is not, perhaps not ready. So really quickly, right, and in a nutshell, you basically have to tell the decision maker that you are going to work with the delegate and that you will continue to need to touch base with the decision maker also, because you can work through the details with the delegate, the more junior person, and mentor them somehow as you're working the details with them. So you can wear 2 hats and alternate the 2 hats. As you're ushering the discussion, you can also mentor them in the exercise and help them write the exercise. But ultimately, you will need the decision maker's approval for the project to move forward. So toggle between the 2, minimizing the decision maker's involvement to the maximum extent possible, but still knowing you're going to need them at the end. And let me know if that helps and if that works. And with that, we're coming to an end for today. And we have a couple of prompts for you before we let you all go. If you haven't yet added Monday Live to your calendar, please add the URL that Deidre just put below me. So you can join us every Monday. It will bring you to whatever the correct link is for the Monday live sessions. And we look forward to seeing you here and to getting your questions. And the second one is you haven't yet subscribed to receive the weekly articles that come up on Wednesday. Please do. They're full with tactical and practical advice. And not only the articles, but also the exchanges that go on in the comment are very helpful and are rich with information and practical advice for you and for your firm. Ultimately, we're all here to help you and your clients succeed and to help you grow a firm that brings you delight and that brings you value and that brings your clients a phenomenal experience. So see you next Monday, and we hope you have a fantastic week. Bye. Thank you.